Hi, everybody. This is Darian Wigfall, Director of Operations for the FarFetched Music Collective, here with Jelani Buchanan, aka Baqbeet. Say what's up, sir.
What up, y'all? This is Baqbeet. You know what it is.
So yeah, we're doing these artist talks during this COVID-19 shutdown, and you being sort of like the executive assistant in the FarFetched Collective, I wanted to get you in here. I love your perspective, and I know you also are an artist with FarFetched and outside of FarFetched, so I kind of wanted to talk to you about all the things that you were working on and just like your general responses to what was going on with COVID. So when you heard of coronavirus and you maybe started to hear about the shelter in place orders, what was your initial reaction? Did you need to take a break? Were you continuing to create? Did you just like ramp up things? How was your process going?
Honestly, my initial reaction was this can't be real.
Mm,
I mean, and then after that, I was like, all right, if people are entertainment in the entertainment industry are starting to adjust to this, I
mm-hmm.
think it's probably something that we all need to be concerned about because folks that are making that dough off of those programs have to adjust too. So it's like, all right, this is something to worry about. Uh, but yeah, honestly, it's just one of those things where you can't really help. You can't really help but have to just adjust your response to it. So
For real. So, did you need to take a pause? I know you DJ, and you do video game streaming. Did you have to take a pause on any of that, or did you just kind of continue in the way you were going before everything, before coronavirus?
a little bit of both.
Okay.
To be frank, it was like if the world is a snow globe, COVID's kind of like giving it a shake a little bit. I
Yeah,
mean, that's the best
that's
way
a
I
good
could put it.
analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not a necessarily negative or positive thing that's happened for me in response, but it is one of those things where if you're on any type of trajectory as a long time planner or a long term planner, you
Mhm.
have to learn to adjust. And this is a prime example of that. But on top of that, it's kind of surreal to me personally that it's on a global scale. So
Mm,
I've kind of have to step over, adjust my plans, and then do the best I can to make sure that those goals that I previously had, we're
mhm.
still working towards it.
Awesome. So tell us about some of those goals. What was that in relation to?
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned earlier, being one of the executive assistants for FarFetched, man, FarFetched has given me a lot of opportunities over the past maybe 7 years. They've
Hmm.
given me a lot of opportunities to really flex and sharpen my skills creatively and not just as an artist per se, like, visual artist, recording artist, but
Hmm.
also as a person that has to manage themselves as an
Mm,
artist. So I've honestly gotten all of what I would pay for in school or college from
yeah.
FarFetched over the last few years. And I've just kind of finessed that. And I've really had to take advantage of this because
Mm,
it's not every day that someone like me that is passionate about what they do also gets an opportunity to pay the bills and not have to have mounds of debt to institutions that are bigger and kind of just care if I pay them back. It's more
right.
like dedicating my time instead of my money and getting a lot more back. So I like the trajectory. So to answer your question, what I've been doing to prepare is working with FarFetched to do
Mhm.
really cool creative things. And also, I've been working with the stream team called Vintage Gamers Club. We've been
Nice.
making it real fun for gamers over 30 to
Okay.
have an excuse to play some games and have a good time. But that's the kind of the Vintage Gamers Club theme, but it's also
Mm,
for everyone. Like we play games online every Wednesday with folks that are from 12 and 13 years old all the
wow.
way to 40s. It's pretty fun.
Okay. That's what's up. And you also make music, right?
That is correct. Yes,
Anything
indeed.
going on with that? Any new developments or recent developments with that?
Oh my goodness, dude. Yes. So the best part I think is that whenever I create music, I had this plan a while ago with you to have a 3-year plan. At the end of the 3-year plan, my plan was to at least have a solo project out.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, COVID's kind of adjusted everybody's plans. But on top of that, I have been working on things, fortunately, because I cohabitate with an artist in the St. Louis community called Girlfriend. And
Nice.
I also happen to work on the label with somebody who is an excellent MC as well as a DJ, DJ
Yeah.
Wiz, and also the third one I'm going to mention is DJ Prospect in the mix. Now,
Yes.
so what I've been working on recently is the Mondays events for FarFetched, the Trap and
Hmm.
Chill events. And I've recently been working on the first official season of Trap and Chill. It's going to be a series of episodes on Mondays.
Okay.
So this week at 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live, give you a bit of a preview of what we've been working on, but I can't unfortunately give you a full episode because there's been a heavy amount of production into it.
Mm.
And you're going to like that. We gave it a little bit of a break before we just pushed it out. So you're going to be impressed. So as far as music goes, me, Prospect, and Girlfriend worked on a couple tracks together.
Nice.
So you'll get a bit of a preview of that as well. And also, I've been working on a bit of stuff for myself instrumentally. I put out my first track on
Woohoo.
DistroKid and all the platforms and Spotify, 3-day weekend. It's an instrumental track. But yeah, as far as developing projects, stay tuned for more.
Sweet, man. So getting back to the COVID and coronavirus stuff, what are some of the things that you miss most about having to shelter in place or not really being able to move freely?
Oh man. Whew, that's kind of tough because I'm kind of a homebody.
Yeah.
And at heart, I'm capable of being social and I
Hmm.
appreciate the ability and I like the finesse and art of just socializing in life in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm at heart, I don't mind just being inside for hours, if not days and weeks or whatever, but I wouldn't have the optimal life if that were the case. So essentially, I think what I miss most is being able to see my relatives and friends whenever I want to,
Hmm.
and also not having to worry about their safety even more than I already do. I do miss having that lax feeling of being able to congregate with folks just for the sake of congregation versus if I congregate with anyone now, it's usually due to having a secondary task as a priority instead of just hanging out. So that's what
Hmm.
I miss most,
I hear that.
honestly.
So, what are some of the things that you do to keep your spirits alive in these times? That you,
Uh, to be specific, I've had so much fun seeing people adjust to this.
mm,
Uh,
okay.
all the people that I follow artistically, as soon as the orders were for people to stay at home,
Hmm.
I said to myself, I wonder how all these events are going to change.
Hmm.
And now I'm starting to see, you know, several weeks later, the evolution of some of these platforms and some of these platforms dying. So
Mm,
it's kind of neat to see the adjustments and things because we as a collective and we as artists period all have to be aware that even if you think things are going to go well forever as they are, something's going to happen to where it's going to force you to adjust
yeah.
or adapt to what's happening period. So I've really enjoyed seeing the growth of some artists that I've been following, and
Yeah.
dude, it's great. I'm just excited to see what happens next.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I feel that because like I've been thoroughly enjoying these versus battles. I know they're not necessarily battles; it's more like a showcase, but that Swiss Beats and Timbaland are putting on, and just like all the live stream DJ sets that I've been seeing and watching and listening to, and yeah, just kind of looking at how people that are creative turn on that creative force again to figure out how to get their music or their content to the people that they want to reach outside of the traditional venues, so to speak, actual venues, and then also just like meeting people on the street. So
I couldn't
yeah,
agree more.
it's interesting. That's very cool.
Agreed. I still need to, speaking of which, I still need to check out the latest one that happened as of right now, the Nelly and Ludacris one. I still haven't
Ludicrous.
seen it, so
It's pretty good. I
yeah.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
I won't say anything. I won't
We'll
give
get
anything
into it
away.
later.
Yeah. Although it does give me an idea that I'll talk to you about after this interview
Absolutely.
for FarFetched. But going back to my interview questions,
Mhm.
is there any place in your mind that you want to go first after the stay-at-home orders are over? I know Missouri just opened up today, matter of fact,
Mhm.
May 18th. But
Sure did.
uh,
We'll
is there
see
any
how
place
it
you couldn't
goes.
go? Yeah, right. We'll see how that goes.
But yes, go on.
Is there any place that you haven't been able to go that you want to right now?
Yes, to Tech Artista Studios because to be frank, I have way too many things now, too many irons in the fires right now to handle things at my house or remotely. So as soon as that happens, I think I'll be able to breathe more, but also it's really go time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In the meantime, we'll probably do a little bit of stuff in there just for the people out there watching. Me and Jelani and Prospect work together on a lot of different things. I'm involved in the Trap and Chill. Been super excited about that, doing that, and being involved in that. And so sometimes we'll slide through the studio, just social distance and do that. But I'm excited about getting in there. I know that Tech Artista has informed us that we can open to the public in July. So it's going to be a little bit longer of a wait for everybody else, but we will definitely keep bringing content and ideas that we come up with from the studio.
And real
Um,
quick on that note,
yeah.
please let us know what you want to see.
Hmm.
So if you're an artist in the city and you'd like to kind of go further on your own way that you provide entertainment for people, come by, hit us up.
Yep. Hit us up. So let me ask you: do you think anything positive will come out of the stay-at-home orders and coronavirus and what's going on? Coronavirus.
That makes sense. I do. I think that it's one of those things though where it can only really be positive if folks actually take advantage of this time we've been given to be
Hmm.
forced to like have a different look at how our models are, how our
Hmm.
current models are going. It's like no matter if you just change something or if you've always been doing something for a long time, right now you have to see a different perspective on your model that you
Hmm.
haven't been presented with before because all of us at least in the last like 75 years, like this is something that is new to us, at least
Yeah.
on a global scale simultaneously, right?
Hmm.
So what I'm hoping is that the positive outlook for this would be there are more ways to provide amazing quality entertainment to people than
Hmm.
have been presented to us in the past. And we've had these tools for a while now. So I wonder in this next year, how many more live shows will be streamed? One.
Hmm.
And two, I wonder how many more events will only be live streamed and will be like almost as significant as a live event, if not more significant, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just optimistic about it as a streamer too. Like, I mean, I've already been
Of course.
streaming video games for a couple years on Twitch, but like now the
Hmm.
gears are turning for me because I'm already here and now I really don't really want to go outside anymore. I don't really find a reason to go unless I need to go somewhere to record something awesome and
Right.
then come back, edit it, put it out live for y'all on all the platforms y'all already enjoy every day anyway. Why
Right.
not have more of a reason to just relax at home if you can't afford to go out and have something
Mm.
awesome to watch?
And still have something, yeah, to entertain you.
Live, local, and lit, dude. Like, what can you
Hey,
know what I'm saying? What can you expect? Anyway, that's what I'm optimistic for, and I want to be a part of that in the St. Louis community for sure.
I love it, man. You just mentioned platforms, and of course, most people are on social media, Facebook, maybe on Instagram. Some people are on Twitter.
Hmm.
But you also mentioned Twitch. So, can
Hmm.
you talk to us a little bit about Twitch? How did you find out about that? What what can that platform be used for? I'm just kind of asking for people out there that might be watching that aren't familiar with Twitch. Yeah, what capabilities do you see, and do you see like maybe it being used for different things in the future? But what do you use it for? How does that platform work for you? What do you see on there? And yeah, what do you think about the future?
Understood. So Twitch as a platform, in my opinion, is very unique and also has been in the background. It's kind of become,
Mm,
in my opinion, to some people maybe only a footnote, but for others it's the whole backbone of the live culture these
mm,
days, right?
mm-hmm.
So Twitch has been a platform that's been around for so many, like I think over 10 years,
Okay.
but it's almost, I think, as old as YouTube. But the
Mm,
point is that YouTube was just straight up, you upload to YouTube and that's what it's about. And people just watch those videos
mm-hmm.
up until a certain point it became accessible to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Twitch has been on live specifically. Like you go on Twitch just to go live.
Okay.
So everything else for Twitch seems to be secondary, like each other way to digest it, like
Hmm.
recorded video. So what I've learned in the last couple of years being a video game streamer, I was thrown right into the fire of it by my buddy Sidney Ray. I'm actually very fortunate and grateful that he introduced it to me, because now I pretty much live and die by live streaming on Twitch now.
Yeah.
But also on top of that, we started a couple stream brands. One called The Full Send, which was a few
Okay.
months, and then that changed to Nerd Prom, which, in
Nice.
my opinion, I left the platform of Nerd Prom with like 600 so followers there from
Wow.
nothing. So I was
Wow.
like, that's cool. I'm okay. We had our differences, but had to move on. Moved
Mm-hmm.
back to St. Louis, joined the Vintage Gamers Club, and have been with them almost for a year. And
Nice.
their channel, I think, was about uh I want to say we've grew that channel. I mean, I helped to grow that channel probably over the last couple of years by a pretty decent amount. I don't know the
Okay.
numbers, but dude, Young Santa, Mac Meckleworth,
Right
dude,
on.
he does so much stuff in St. Louis that people don't even know about. We'll get into
Yeah.
later, but I'm working with him, and he's the captain of Vintage Gamers Club, and I'm one of the few people on the platform, and we've just been killing it with his combination of the way he also does live streaming and stuff. He's been teaching me about it too. And me and him have been learning Twitch at the same time. So,
Mm,
dude, Twitch, I recommend it, but only if you're really about live. Like, you can't really half step it. And,
mhm.
dude, yeah, that's kind of the basis of that.
So if you're getting on Twitch, you got to be into live streaming pretty on a regular basis so that you can build that following and things like that. Okay.
100%. If you're not, then you're not going to get anywhere with it. It's almost pointless to get it unless you're really on it.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe YouTube might be good for other people that just want to record stuff and upload. Okay.
Sure. But if you like video games,
Mm-hmm.
like video games to me is pretty like broad. Like you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be a specific type of person to like video games, but I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of musicians that love playing games. So if you
Yeah.
are one of those types of people, period, Twitch is cool to come to because you can also play games with the people you're watching play. You know, like the interaction on Twitch is pretty impeccable too. That's noteworthy as well. I left
Hmm.
that out, but the interaction with people is another big thing that sets Twitch apart from other live streaming platforms, you know?
Yeah, because are you able to see people on that platform that comment on your stuff, or is it more like a chat function?
Both.
Okay.
So, I mean, and by see people, if you mean like,
Like we're doing now,
got
similar
it.
to like
It's
yeah.
less of that. It's more of
Okay.
just a one-way mirror. Imagine if you're watching any type of live event on ABC or NBC, but instead of them just telling you a general number of people, they say, oh, you type into them and they're like, oh, Darian, oh,
Hmm.
what's up? That's how Twitch is, and that's why I
Gotcha.
like it. You know. Also, on top of that, it rewards you for being a part of a community. So
Hmm.
once you subscribe, you get certain perks that are better than just somebody who's watching. like emotes and
Right.
abilities to like interact with the stream directly. Like you can do song requests on some of them.
Hmm.
And do sound bits where you exclamation Pika, it'll have Pikachu doing the thunder attack. And every
Okay.
time that happened on Nerd Prom for me, I would interact with the sound bit and act like I'm getting electrocuted, and people love that.
Nice.
So that's why Twitch is pretty nice. I love it, dude. It's such a fun environment.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wrap it up there. I want to thank you again for joining us today for this artist talk. Can you tell people where to find you on social media and your Vintage Gamers Club Twitch, maybe as well?
Absolutely. Me as an artist, Baqbeet, Baqbeet, and both B's are capital, just for the record. But yes, Baqbeet, if you look that up on Google, you'll find every single thing that I'm a part of. And also vintagegamersclub.com. Definitely check that out because I blog pretty regularly on that, 2 blogs a week. Also, I stream on Wednesdays at twitch.tv/Vintage Gamers Club. You know what I'm saying?
Go. Nicely done. Little product placement
No.
there.
But yeah,
Well,
man,
yeah,
thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate this. I've been waiting
of
for this,
course.
honestly. I've been super inspired by all the work you've been doing over the past few years, man.
Thanks,
Let's
man. I
keep it
appreciate it.
going.
We'll keep it going for sure. And yeah, to anybody out there watching, you can find Baqbeet on FarFetched as well. But anything FarFetched, you can find us at wearefarfetched.net, and pretty much all our social media is at wearefarfetched. WeareFarFetched. So yeah, we're gonna stop it there and let people watch the video. Make sure you go check out his Twitch if you get a chance. Check out the music. Check out the new project, the instrumental that he just put out. Should be on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. But Baqbeet.
Yes, indeed.
Until the next time, y'all. Peace.